Welcome back to another live with Design Bundles. We are so excited today because we are going to be layering HTV. So I'm going to show you guys how you're going to layer HTV, and we're also doing another giveaway. So if you guys want to win this design right here, use the hashtag Santa. I had to think for 2 seconds. Use the hashtag Santa for a chance to win. So if you guys want to win this design, use the hashtag Santa while I'm live for a chance to win. So let's go ahead and dive right in. All right, so I've already got this cut out for us, and I do believe we have 1, 2, 3, 4 different layers here. So I'm actually going to bring this up so you guys can see it a little bit better here. So we have white. So this is Caesar Easy Weed in white. We have it in red, and then this is like their new olive green, as well as their sparkle. So I wanted to show you guys another sparkle because you guys know I'm obsessed. This is Caesar Easy Weed. It's just like normal Caesar Easy Weed, except for it's like glitter. There's no texture to it, and this is a green. Super cute, perfect for this design. So as you guys are coming in, say hello. Let me know where you're from, and make sure you guys use the hashtag Santa for a chance to win this design. All right, so here is my design. We're ready to go. I think I'm freezing up just a little bit, so hopefully that'll kind of clear out here in just a second. Let me just double check here really quick to make sure. All right, here we go. All right, so here we go. I think we're ready to go. Once again, you guys let me know where you guys are from and make sure you say hello. Okay, so what we're going to do first is I've got my t-shirt here. We've got our super cute design. Once again, if you want to win this, use the hashtag Santa while we're live. Hello, hello. And then I'm using my Cricut Easypress again, as well as my Cricut Easypress pad. Now, this is a tutorial that was requested by some of you guys a few lives back. So you guys wanted to see how to layer the HTV. So we're going to take our pad here, get our t-shirt right on top of here. And this is a Bella canvas, in case you guys are wondering. We're going to go ahead and take our Cricut Easypress here and just kind of smooth everything out. So that's step one. So step one, we want to go ahead and remove that moisture and just smooth everything out. I'm so excited. Thank you, Anna. Hello, Yolanda. Hello, Christina. Good morning, good morning, or good afternoon, if you will, wherever you guys are from. All right, so we've got this smoothed out. We've got everything ready to go. So let's go ahead and get our first layer in here. So one thing I want to show you first is what I like to do is I actually like to layer this design first so I can actually fold it in half and get that perfect placement. So whenever I go to layer these on top of each other, I've just simply weeded everything out and I layer them how they're going to go. So this will be the first one I want down first, so on and so forth. So you want to do that so that way we can line this up on our t-shirt. And then I can peel away everything else and I can keep popping those on and then peeling them off so I get the perfect placement. So now that we have everything layered, I'm going to go ahead and just fold this in half and get a crease here so we can figure out where this is going. I've got my neck tag here to figure out my placement, and then I want to come down around 3 fingers or so. So I'm going to get it right about here. Hello, hello. Welcome, guys. I see, oh my goodness, from Ireland. That is amazing. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and peel away this first layer right here. So we're going to leave this down. I want to get this one first. Now, one thing to keep in mind is we're doing tack down. So we have our Cricut Easypress 315 for 30 seconds. So I'm just going to do a tack down. So around 2 seconds or so, depending on the brand. Now, if you guys ever get, this happens to me all the time, just give it a second. It'll slide right off. So I'm going to go ahead and move this out of our way, and we're going to come back in for the next layer. So whenever you guys are layering HTV, you just need to get a tack down and then keep layering. So that way you're not overheating. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, everybody. Make sure you're using the hashtag Santa for a chance to win this design. So one lucky winner is going to get to take this design home at the end of the show. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get our next layer here. I could actually line everything up first, just like so. I'm just going to line this up just like so. And then I'm going to go ahead and remove everything except for this layer. All right. Welcome, welcome, welcome. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and remove this one. Once again, this is the this is Caesar Easy Weed Olive. It's gorgeous. I love it. So I kind of followed once again those same colors that Design Bundles gave us in the image here. So I actually switched. I think this was a little bit of a deeper in the design. Hello, hello, hello. All right, so we're ready. I'm going to go ahead. Now this one, I think I can cover everything. I'm trying to eyeball it. I think so. So once again, I'm just doing a tack down. You know, just around 2 seconds or so is good, giving a little bit of pressure. Lift that up. This is a warm to hot peel. But remember, whenever you guys are doing your tack downs, this is not completely cured to the t-shirt. So we've got to be super easy so we don't tear anything up. So looking good. All right, get that out of our way for a second. And then we are going to get ready for the next layer. All right, so I'm not sure. It seems a little frozen on my side, so I'm not sure. Just going to double check here. All right, I think we are good. I'm just doing a double check really quick. Okay, so I am frozen. I'm not too sure what is going on here. So I am going to, you guys give me just 2 seconds here. I'm just trying to check my internet to make sure everything is good. Okay, so I think we're good now. So I apologize for that. So you guys bear with me here. All right, so we are going to go in with this next layer here. So, you know, we've pulled this off. And we're going to go ahead and come into our next layer here. So I'm just kind of lining everything up, just like so. Trying to eyeball this since I'm not on top. So I think I need to actually bring it up just a little bit more. So I'm going to carefully peel this up. All right. I'm going to move myself up just a little bit. If you guys are just joining us, we are giving away this design at the very end. So use that hashtag Santa for a chance to win. So I am showing you guys how to layer HTV today. We're going to do this super cute Santa t-shirt here. All right, so now what's really cool is I want to show you guys. So you guys know whenever you're layering HTV, you want your glitter layer to be the very last layer because you cannot, if it's going to be sitting on top of the design, you don't want to layer anything on top of your glitter. But what's really cool about the Caesar Easy, this is their sparkle, is it's not textured. It feels just like Caesar Easy Weed, so you can actually layer on top. So it doesn't have to be my final layer. Now, if you were using regular glitter, once again, you definitely would want to do so. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and pop this on where I need it to be. I'm going to go down for just a few seconds. Once again, we're just doing a tack down for a few seconds. So I'm going to go ahead and pick this back up. All right. And we are going to peel. Thank you so much, Mary. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hello, Ronnie. Thank you. All right, so here's our super cute. Look at that glitter. Is that not super cute? All right, so here we go. We've got 2 more layers here. So I've got this red, or Santa's hat. So I'm going to kind of line this up here, just like so. And then I just need to actually, I'm going to get his face down first. So I'm going to go ahead and get his face down. Peel this back off. And the color of his face is, I believe it's like a peachy keen. I wanted to do like a peach color, so it's kind of almost like rosy cheeks. And I believe it is Caesar's new color, peachy keen, in case you guys are wondering. All right, so what you can do to recover all of our design, we can actually take one of these here to recover everything. You want to find your biggest piece and just go back over everything. So you can use that, one of your biggest pieces, to recover everything. I'm going to come back in. I'm going to press his face for around 2 seconds or so. Once again, if you guys are just joining us, make sure you use the hashtag Santa for a chance to win this design at the end of the show. Now, you have to be watching live for a chance to win. Just use hashtag Santa. And then also, I apologize for me freezing up today. I'm not too sure what is going on, but hopefully we will definitely have that fixed next time. All right, so we are ready for our final layer. So here's our final layer. So whenever it comes into your final layer, you definitely want to go in the full temp that time. So this time I'm going to do 315 for 30 seconds. So that final layer, you can either come in for, let me try to reline this up one more time. You could come in for just a few seconds. Then once you peel this off, you can do a final press just to smooth everything out. Or once again, you could just get that final press, and that's what I'm going to do. All right, so I think everything looks good. It's covering everything. Everything is protected. So this time, once again, I'm going to press it for that full 30 seconds. So 315 for 30 seconds. Thank you so much. I think so too, Melissa. So you guys let me know. use that hashtag Santa. We're going to be doing Q&A here in just a few minutes, so you guys will be able to drop your guys' questions down below if you guys have any questions for me. You guys let me know, are you guys ready for Christmas? Have you done all of your holiday shopping? Hello, hello, Tammy. Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are. All right, so looks good. All right, so we're going to go ahead and peel just like that. It is that easy to layer. So once again, we had 1, 2, 3, 4, I think we had 5 layers here. So 5 different layers, and it is that easy to layer it. So 2-second tack down on each color, unless you're using Cricut brand. I have found if you use Cricut brand, you do want to do around 5 seconds or so, and definitely do a warm pill, not a hot pill. But if you're using Caesar Easy Weed, you could definitely get away with 2 seconds. So it's super easy. Now, something that Cricut they always recommend is that you press this again. The reason why with a Cricut Easy Press is we cannot give enough pressure like our big presses would. So you just want to simply flip it over, and then we want to press one more time. Now, once again, if you guys want a chance to win this design, just hit hashtag Santa in the comments below, and we are going to pick a lucky winner. So shopping is done. That is awesome. I still got a few things to do. And then, are the kiddos ready for Santa? Have you guys made any Santa trays? Have you guys got your cookies ready to go? All right, here we go. That is it. Let me go ahead and move this out of the way really quick. So just like this. And I'm hoping this time I can bring this up to show you guys some texture. I don't think this camera will let me with the lighting, but in order to tell if your HTV is sitting on your t-shirt correctly, you should kind of get this pebbled effect. Okay, here we go. I think you guys can maybe see this. It almost looks pebbled compared to before where it was super smooth before we pressed it. And then now it's kind of got this pebbled texture to it. But I really think this color combo is so cute. But you see that glitter? It just pops. Now, the one thing is if I did this on a white t-shirt, you don't have to do this layer. So you could get away with this layer because you're on a white t-shirt, and then that white would really pop through here as well. Another thing I tested out, if you didn't do in this design, this is actually like a light gray color. You could do a light gray instead of the white, or you could do away with this whole white piece and use the gray from your t-shirt if you want more of like a gray vibe. But I really think that came out super duper cute. So I really hope you guys like this. Once again, if you guys want a chance to win this, just use the hashtag Santa. All right, so let's go ahead and get ready for Q&A. And there you guys have it. How super cute is this? Now, I wanted to show you guys really quickly. I forgot to show you with the camera down. I found these little pajamas right here at Target. So I thought, how super cute would this combo be? So you could definitely do this t-shirt, to wear as, a Christmas t-shirt or even with a pajama set. So I thought this would be super duper cute as well. So I meant to show you guys that a while ago. So you guys definitely start dropping your comments or questions down below so I can answer those for you. All right, question. Notice you did not use anything in between the iron and the plastic. No, whenever it comes to the Cricut Easypress as well as your big press, you really don't need anything between the that plastic. You don't need a cover sheet. The only time you're going to need the cover sheet is if there's not plastic covering the design. So what I'm doing is I'm taking the biggest piece of plastic that's remaining and coming back over everything. So say, for example, I got down to that tiny little piece, the face. You're just going to take that biggest piece and come back on top. So you definitely do not need parchment paper whenever it comes to covering that plastic. All right, let's see if we've got any more. Why aren't you using a Teflon sheet or parchment paper? And that was the same one. So whenever it comes to that final layer or layering at all, that plastic technically is your Teflon. So that's one way to think about it. That cover sheet, the plastic, that is your Teflon, that is your parchment. So I hope that helps answer that. Let's see, do we have any other questions? Let's see, what is the color of the green in the middle? This one right here is the new olive green from Caesar. So this is one of their newest ones that have came out. So olive green, I do believe. All right, so let's see if there's any more questions. Is the vinyl you use available in the UK? I am not sure. Caesar does have a lot of distributors. So for example, like 143 Vinyl, there's Heat Transfer Warehouse, Expressions Vinyl. There's a lot of them. So what I would recommend is definitely go to a few of those, or maybe even contact Caesar, and on their site, they should show their places that are available for the UK. All right, so let's see if there is any other questions. I think this is our last one. What type of glitter was that? This glitter right here is actually Caesar Sparkle. So I highly recommend that you guys check it out. So you have Caesar glitter, which is your thicker material. It feels like texture glitter, but the Caesar Sparkle, there's a sparkle and a twinkle. The twinkle is definitely more thicker. It reminds me of a raincoat. I'm not a fan, but if you wanted to do a really cool thicker logo or something, I would do that. But the twinkle is just super thick. So sparkle, Caesar Sparkle, and it's gorgeous. It's like I said, especially like some kids don't like texture, they don't want to rub up against something. It's perfect. All right, so let's see. How do I cut the layers? So I will definitely be getting into that soon. I've got some lives. We're going to come in here live and walk through Cricut Design Space and stuff. So I'll definitely have some tutorials on that. We also have tutorials here on the channel using the Cricut. You could use your Cricut, you could use your Silhouette, any die cutting machine that you may have. Any tips to avoid wasting vinyl? I feel like I waste so much. Yes, I actually do have some tips, and I will be coming out with a video on that very soon because you can actually say, for example, this design, when you get it, the pieces are not all welded together. They actually say, for example, these greens right here, the stars, the glasses, and this are separate. So if I went to make it, it would actually squish it all up so it cut out together like this. But I like to cut mine out where it's, so I'll weld it so it's like this. So I'm wasting this much instead of this. So if you don't mind, for example, if I don't mind trying to line up the stars here and putting his sunglasses here and having them separate, you will save a ton of vinyl and HTV. So I do highly recommend that. I will definitely do a tutorial on that very soon. So stay tuned. I'll walk you guys through how to really utilize and save as much as you can with your material. How do you navigate the HTV shrinking between presses? The one thing about it is I always, for one, I make sure my shirts that I purchase are pre-washed. One way to do that, a lot of times on the tag, it will say that, or wherever you may purchase it from, or pre-shrunk, if you will. If you purchase pre-shrunk t-shirts, I really have not had any issues, honestly. I don't know what it is, but really those pre-shrunk t-shirts have saved me on that. So I hope that helps. What brand of glitter HTV do you use? This is Caesar. And once again, it is Caesar Sparkle. So there's Caesar Glitter, Caesar Sparkle, and Caesar Twinkle. Caesar Sparkle is the name. There's not a ton of colors. So there's not like a variety of pinks and a variety of reds. So you've got a red, a pink, a blue, but they're perfect, each and every one. All right, let's see. My plastic gets kind of crinkly. How do you prevent it without parchment? What am I doing incorrectly? I'm trying to think. I kind of wonder if whenever, say, for example, if you're talking about, sometimes it's like whenever I've got my design and it may do something like this, I would make sure that maybe whenever you're laying it down that you're getting a little bit more flat. Don't press it until you know that this is absolutely smooth. So that maybe that's something you're not making sure you're going down super smooth. I'm not too sure. That could be your problem. All right, let's see. How much material, let me see, how much material past your design do you need for Cricut to cut? If you're not using the mat, I want to say if you are able, if say, for example, you're using the Cricut Explorer 3 or the Maker 3, I think you can cut those down like 6 inches. I think 4 or 6 inches. But if you're cutting it on the mat, you could literally cut it 1 inch, like super, super tiny. All right, let's see. Santa, do you pre-wash if you are selling? Actually, so for example, for me, I always purchase the shirts that are pre-shrunk. If I was not purchasing shirts that were pre-shrunk, hands down, 100%, I would pre-wash them. I know some people do, some people don't. But what is going to happen is when you do the t-shirt and you put it on there, it's going to look good. But when they go to wash it, your t-shirt's going to shrink and the design is going to look kind of wonky, and that's going to come back to get you. So you're going to end up with reviews that don't look so good. So I highly recommend pre-wash those, do all your whites together, press them, get them in your heat press them back out and smooth them. You can't even tell that you washed them. But a lot of times and a lot of brands are really pre-shrunk down, but highly recommend if they are not pre-shrunk t-shirts, pre-wash them. But if they're pre-shrunk, they've already been pre-washed. All right. Do you size up on the Bella canvases? It does depend. I'm trying to think with me. I think the Bella canvas is pretty true to size. Honestly, I truly believe so. Now, the Bella canvas compared to like a soft style, Gildan soft style is a little bit more relaxed on the arms. So like I'm more of a fan of that, where Bella canvas kind of hugs your arm a little bit tighter. So some people don't like that. Now there's some brands too, and I think it's next level. I don't like them because they're a little bit boxier. So like how these kind of go like this, they kind of, so whenever I have a t-shirt like these are like kind of like pop like this, and I'm not a fan of that. So that's something to keep an eye on too. What was the temperature for each? Okay, so I did 315 for 30 seconds, 315, 30 seconds, but between each layer, I did 2 seconds. So it was 315 for 2 seconds, and then the final layer was 315 for 30 seconds. Let's see, some is cool peel and some is warm. How do you handle that? So say, for example, I mostly use Caesar and I mostly use Cricut. So I know that those are warm, hot or warm peel. So just depending on if you're going to be using different brands, you're going to have to keep those separate. Most brands are a warm to hot peel. You do have a few specialty like with Caesar where they're a cold peel. But if you're making t-shirts quite often, you're going to get used to it. Now, I do know that we are kind of working on something for you guys. I do want to work on like a little spreadsheet for you guys. So just a little quick cheat sheet, because like say, for example, there's a couple of Caesars, like I'm trying to think like they're holographic and things like that are a cold peel, just so you have a quick cheat sheet to pull out. So that's something that we're kind of working on in the background. All right, let's see. I just got Cricut Press. Is there a chart or something like the temps, times? Yes, so you can actually go to Cricut Heat Guide. So just type in Google Cricut Heat Guide. And I actually even saved it. Let me see. I'm trying to see. So I actually even saved it to the front of my phone. It looks like this. Let me drop y'all down real quick. So it actually looks like this. So Cricut Heat Guide. And then you're able to come in here. You can go from left to right to choose. Let me see. One more. It's not wanting to go over, but okay, there we go. So say, for example, the one I'm using today, the Cricut Easypress 2, I could come in here, I can choose my materials. So say, for example, I'm using everyday iron-on. Keep in mind, Caesar Easy Weed or any other brand that's a basic is everyday iron-on. I would click that. My base material is 100% cotton. It's a 100% cotton t-shirt. I'd scroll down. I'm using the Cricut Easypress matte. I know it's probably bringing this in, so hopefully you guys can see. I'm going to hit apply. And then you're going to get 315 for 30 seconds. Now, what's really cool too is you can change it to Celsius. And then also you come down, it's going to tell you prep. It's going to tell you to, preheat your t-shirt, press it for 5 seconds, and things like that. So the Cricut Heat Guide, if you guys want to see a tutorial on how to save it to the front of your phone, let me know and I'll definitely do that for you guys. So it's basically just like it's not an app that Cricut has, it's a web page per se, but you can save it to the front of your phone, whether it's an iPhone or an Android and things like that. So I'll try to get that video for you guys really soon to show you and walk you through that. So I think that was our very last question. So let's go ahead and do a giveaway. All right, are we ready? So let's go ahead. We have our hashtag Santa. Let's hit the word draw here and let's go. Good luck, guys. I know there was a lot of you guys in here. Thank you so much for joining us today. Good luck, good luck, good luck. And I really hope you guys enjoy this. Winner, we have Kim Bailey Bowman. Congratulations. Reach out, send a message to mail@designbundles.net and just let them know that you won today and we will get you your free design. So thank you guys so much. Congratulations again to Kim. Thank you guys so much for participating today and hanging out with me. I had a ton of fun and I truly hope that you guys enjoyed our project. I hope you guys are going to recreate this. Make sure if you guys are recreating our projects that you guys are using the hashtag Design Bundles Live so that way we can see these. And we want to check out your projects. So definitely hit either hashtag Design Bundles or hashtag Design Bundles Live so we can check them out. So congratulations again, and I will see you guys on the next one. Bye for now.